December 1284. A German town of 15,000 people wakes to an impossible reality. Every child between the ages of 4 and 14, gone, vanished, not taken in the night by raiders, not lost to plague, simply absent, as if they never existed. This is not legend. This is recorded history. And what happened next would haunt Europe for centuries. The town was Hamelin. And the story you think you know is only the beginning. Hamelin was no fairy tale village. It was a prosperous trading hub on the Weser River, strategic, wealthy, protected by stone walls and powerful guilds. In the late 13th century, it was home to merchants, craftsmen, and one of the largest populations of children in Lower Saxony. But prosperity attracts attention. And in 1284, something came to Hamelin that couldn't be bought, fought, or reasoned with. 740 years later, one street in Hamelin still forbids music and dancing. The town has never forgotten what it lost. The earliest account appears 30 years after the event. Carved into the wall of Hamelin's market church, in the year 1284, on the day of Saints John and Paul, the 26th of June, a piper dressed in multicolored clothes led away 130 children born in Hamelin, and they were lost at the Calvary near the Koppen. This isn't folklore. It's documented in town ledgers, church registers, and chronicles across Germany. The Lüneburg manuscript of 1440, the Hamelin Town Chronicle of 1384, even the stained glass window commissioned for the market church, destroyed in 1660, depicted the event as historical fact. No bodies were ever found. No ransom demanded. No children ever returned. 130 lives erased in a single day. For centuries, historians have searched for rational explanations. The first theory, mass emigration. In 1284, Eastern Europe was being colonized. Recruiters promised young Germans land and opportunity in places like Moravia and Transylvania. And there's evidence. Settlements in Romania still bear German names identical to Hamelin families. But why only children? Why the specific age range? And why would parents allow this without a single recorded objection? The second theory, the Children's Crusade. Between 1212 and 1320, thousands of European children were recruited for doomed religious campaigns. Many were sold into slavery. Most never returned. The third theory is the darkest. Mass death, plague, landslide, drowning in the Weser River. The piper could be a metaphor for death itself. In medieval culture, shame prevented communities from documenting catastrophic child mortality. Guilt made them erase the truth. But there's a fourth theory, one that historians whisper but rarely publish. In the 1950s, German historian Wolfgang Mieder uncovered something extraordinary. Court records from surrounding regions between 1280 and 1290 show a spike in trials for child abduction, trafficking, and organized disappearances. Medieval Europe had a dark trade. Children were valuable commodities, sold as servants, laborious, even sacrifices in occult practices wealthy families wouldn't acknowledge. Hamelin sat on a major trade route. It was prosperous, and it was isolated enough that a coordinated abduction could succeed. The piper wasn't one man. It was a syndicate. The multicolored clothes were code for a guild or merchant class. And the number, 130 children, matches the average yield of a coordinated trafficking operation documented in Cologne just 3 years later. The town knew. The parents knew. But in 1284, there was no law against this. No international authority. No rescue. Just silence, shame, and a story that could never be told truthfully. Hamelin never recovered. By 1300, the population had dropped by 30%. Families abandoned their homes. The town's birth rate collapsed. For 50 years, almost no weddings were recorded in church registries. The trauma became cultural. Every June 26th, for over 700 years, the town has observed silence. No celebrations. No music on Bungelosenstrasse, the street where the children were last seen. In 1556, the town council passed a law. No official document could be dated without referencing the year of the children's disappearance. It became Year Zero, the event that divided time. Fact 1. Hamelin's tax records from 1285 show a sudden 50% drop in youth-related revenue. Apprenticeships, schooling, youth labor, all vanished. Fact 2. DNA analysis of Eastern European villages with German names shows genetic markers consistent with Lower Saxony populations from the late 1200s. Fact 3. The street name Bungelosenstrasse predates the earliest written version of the Pied Piper story by 150 years. The ban wasn't inspired by legend. The legend was inspired by the ban. Fact 4. In 1984, during construction in Hamelin's Old Quarter, workers discovered a mass grave. Radiocarbon dating, 1280 to 1290. Age of remains, 4 to 14 years old. Cause of death, inconclusive. Fact 5. The grave was resealed. No public announcement was made. Here's what we'll never know. Why exactly 130 children? Why that age range? And why does every historical account use the same phrase, led away, as if the children walked willingly? In 1375, a traveling monk wrote in his journal about Hamelin, "The people there speak of the children as if they are still alive. They set places at tables. They leave doors unlocked. They believe the pipe music will one day reverse, and the children will return." Some still do. Hamelin today is peaceful. Tourists come for the fairy tale. They buy Piper figurines, take photos by the statue, and leave. But the residents know. In the town hall, the record still exists. June 26, 1284. 130 children. Gone. This wasn't a myth. It was a massacre. Or a migration. Or a cover-up so complete, we can only guess at the truth. But here's what's certain. An entire generation vanished, and the adults who remained chose to remember them through silence. Because some losses are too great for words. Some absences too vast for explanation. And some cities are haunted not by what happened, but by what was never said. The Pied Piper of Hamelin is a cautionary tale about keeping promises. But the real story is about something darker, what we choose to remember, and what we are desperate to forget. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to be remembered.